Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Better take off my bracelets here because I know it clicks on the screen and it's quite loud for you. So obviously, I'm doing an auto writing today, and this is a very interesting story. So for the last 2 days, I've been getting messages from Pete Sinclair. And I'm like, Pete Sinclair and the number 51. Like, Pete Sinclair, I have no idea who Pete Sinclair is. And I've been trying to decide what I was going to do for the 50th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Now, most people know about the Edmund Fitzgerald because of the famous song, the Edmund Fitzgerald, done by Gordon Lightfoot. And so I went and I looked at the passengers, the 29 people who passed away, and just a minute here. Sorry, I was looking. Okay, so here is the official SS Edmund Fitzgerald online. This is all about the Edmund Fitzgerald. And so I looked, here's the Edmund Fitzgerald's victims. So here's all the, oh, come on. I just had it all here. The crew tribute. How come it's not coming back up? Anyways, long story short, there it is. Long story short, so Pete Sinclair, Michael Frederick Thomas. So I'm looking, any Pete's in here, any Pete's. Not one Pete. So I'm thinking, okay, that's not making any sense. So then I go back I look at the SS Edmund Fitzgerald on Wikipedia. And I'm looking, okay, what about this Edmund Fitzgerald? Let's see what I can read about. Is there, something? Apparently they don't know why it sunk. They didn't receive any distress calls or anything. So I'm reading where it is. I have a vague impression of what happened with it. And on November 10th, 1975, the loss of the entire crew of 29 men. And she worked on the Great Lakes, and she's the largest to have sunk on the Great Lakes. And she's located in deep water. And they have located the ship, and actually they had divers go down and get the bell. Oh, look at that. I say the bell and the clock rings at the same time. So they have the bell, and they replaced the bell on the ship with the names of all the 29 people who perished that day. And it's also found in 2 large pieces. And that's where it's found, on the Great Lakes here. And apparently it went from Minnesota to Michigan. That was its route, carrying iron ore. And once in a while it stopped in the Canadian waters in the Sioux. But that's what the ship looked like. It was really long with 2 heavy ends, like a barbell. So I'm reading and, okay, well, how did they name it Edmund Fitzgerald? So I guess it was owned by Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. And the president at that time, his name was Edmund Fitzgerald. So that's why it was called the Edmund Fitzgerald. There's a lot of interesting things that happened to that ship while they were trying to launch it. A lot of really bad luck things. It's actually quite fascinating. I won't read it here. But I go down and I'm reading, and all of a sudden something catches my eye. Before the current captain that went down, the person who was the captain of the ship was Captain Peter Pulser. I go, okay, well, I've got Peter because this is Pete or Peter Sinclair. And then I'm like, well, that's Pulsar. That's not close to Sinclair. Well, Captain Peter Pulsar was known for piping music day or night over the ship's intercom while passing through the St. Clair and Detroit rivers between Lake Huron and Lake Erie, and entertaining spectators at the Sioux Locks between the Lake Superior and Huron with a running commentary about the ship. Her size, record-breaking performance, and the DJ captain endeared the Edmund Fitzgerald to boat watchers. And what's really interesting about this St. Clair, so it's not Sinclair, it's Pete St. Clair. And the reason why he wanted me to hear St. Clair is I have family who live in St. Clair. They've been living there for years. Their families, it's my cousin. She lives there, and with her husband and her children. Well, her children are now older, grandchildren, and so that's why I think this Pete or Peter Sinclair came to me. I haven't figured out what the number 51 has. Perhaps he will tell me, but I just want to show you some of the process that goes through to the auto writing. Sometimes you just never know who's going to contact you. And of course, I don't just dive into it. I had to do the research. I meditated on it. This is a good guy. I even found his obituary. He died in, there's his obituary. He died at age 88 in Harrison Township on September 21st, 1997, predeceased by his wife, Ruth. So I tried to look and see if there was a 51 in there, and there isn't. Now, one of the interesting things on the Wikipedia page, when I search for 51, there is a note there that says, note number 51, and it says to go to U.S. Coast Guard publication, and I can't find it because you have to remember that was back in 75. And so I'm wondering if there's some kind of information on that publication. Anyways, let's find out. Let's welcome Mr. Now, he came to me as Pete. And yet everything here is Peter, but I know a lot of people call, like, I had an Uncle Pete and his real name was Peter, and went to school with a Pete and his real name was Peter. So perhaps that's what everybody called him, was Pete. So welcome, Mr. Pete Sinclair, St. Clair, Pete Pulsar, to our auto writing. And this is November 10th, 1975 to 2025, which is 50 years ago. So I wonder if there's something that happened in 1974 with the ship. Anyways, let's see if he'll tell us what. Of course. Ahoy. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for understanding the St. Clair connection. I didn't know of any other way to get your attention. Some of the boys are back already. Some of the boys are back already. back to their families. I could see that. Sometimes that happens with when there's a sudden unexpected death. The the soul chooses to come back immediately. It was a wave. The boys are telling me it was a slammer. Two waves at once. They didn't stand a chance. The captain was knocked out instantly. That's why no calls. Everybody, well, most, say they had no idea what happened until they left their body. Nobody had any pain. Everyone was knocked out instantly. It was one monster wave, one way, then another, the other side. Instantly, they didn't even have time to stand up after the first knock. Like getting your Bell rung. Nobody saw it coming. The captain and crew were not aware of the waves. The lake has many of those waves, mostly not witnessed by people. Lots of underground activity creates the waves. What does the 51 mean? Like, why did you put 51 after your name? Add up the waves. One was 25 meters and the other was 26 meters for 51. I don't know why everyone thinks it's such a mystery what happened. It's very simple. No conspiracy here. A bad day to be on the lake. I even knew that before I got here. A 5-year-old child could figure it out. Were the waves caused by wind or underground activity? Both. A unique combo of the two. Everyone knows what a tsunami is. Why do they not admit it happens in the Great Lakes, especially Lake Superior at the top of the Madrid fault line? It kind of makes sense. How is everyone doing? Over there. Well, like I said, some are already back. Others were on their timeline to our earthbound. They refused to leave. Anything else? Like, I don't know what else to ask about. I mean, he's told us. Anything else? No, I just know you wanted to do something today for the boys, and they are busy with friends and family, so I thought I would step in for them. It kind of goes along with my DJ persona, announcing things and talking about the SS Edmund Fitzgerald. This is true. Please send my regards to the men you have contact with. They will never be forgotten, thanks to Gordon. You should have seen the reception they gave him when he showed up here. It would have brought a tear to your eye. Pray for their souls wherever they are. That situation left a scar. Goodbye for now, Pete. Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you, Pete. All right. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.